Most of us have heard about Yakutia as one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth, but few truly understand the immense hardships its people have endured to maintain their identity. For centuries, the Yakuts have weathered relentless waves of oppression, emerging as a symbol of unyielding cultural strength and adaptability. Their ordeal began in the 17th century, when Russian expansion swept into the Siberian wilderness. The Yakuts, entrenched in their native homeland, suddenly found themselves at the mercy of an empire eager to exploit their resources. Their autonomy dissolved as they were coerced into delivering yasak, a tribute of furs demanded by Russian authorities. This exploitation drained their economy and forced countless Yakut families to surrender the fruits of their labor to imperial greed. Religious assimilation followed on the heels of economic subjugation. Orthodox Christianity, wielded as a tool of domination, was introduced through coercive baptisms and promises of material incentives such as gifts and privileges. Yet, rather than capitulating entirely, the Yakuts demonstrated remarkable ingenuity in integrating the imposed faith with their traditional shamanistic practices. While churches rose in their villages, ancient rituals endured in the taiga's shadows. Beyond religion and economics, land dispossession devastated the Yakuts. Fertile territories were seized by settlers, leaving indigenous communities relegated to less arable regions. With diminished resources, famine and disease became recurring threats, further decimating their population. Russia's colonial grip extended to forced labor systems, subjecting Yakuts to grueling tasks for the benefit of the empire. Yet resistance persisted. Acts of quiet defiance, like fleeing into the vast wilderness, kept the flame of autonomy alive, no matter how tenuous it seemed. To uncover the story of the Yakut people and how they came to inhabit the remote and unforgiving expanse of Siberia, we must turn to the blueprint of life itself: DNA. Through the genetic markers inherited from their ancestors, we can trace the Yakut lineage back to ancient migrations, encounters with neighboring groups, and the adaptations that enabled them to thrive in an environment few would dare to call home. From the middle reaches of the Lena River to their origin stories near Lake Baikal, their DNA reveals a tale of migration, survival, and adaptation spanning thousands of years. Far more than an academic curiosity, their genetic makeup offers a window into the ancient connections that shaped their identity. Mitochondrial DNA, which is inherited through the maternal line, reveals that the Yakut people predominantly belong to East Eurasian haplogroups C and D. Known for their deep roots in Northeast Asia, these haplogroups account for around 75.7% of the population's mtDNA sequences. This significant proportion ties the Yakuts to the ancient genetic pool of Siberian forest dwellers. But the story doesn't end there. Approximately 9.7% of Yakut mtDNA sequences belong to West Eurasian haplogroups, such as J and T. These genetic markers hint at historic interactions with West Eurasian populations, suggesting ancient trade, migration, or even intermarriage that brought an unexpected Western thread into their mitochondrial lineage. The paternal side of their genetic story is strikingly coherent. Approximately 87% of Yakut Y chromosome sequences align with haplogroup N3, which is ubiquitous among northern Eurasian populations, like the Uralic peoples. This paternal lineage appears to be more locally conserved, a reflection of environmental and migratory stability, as the ancestors of the Yakuts settled in the draining basins of the Lena and its tributaries. Interestingly, despite their Turkic linguistic roots, the Yakuts possess limited genetic resemblance to Central Asian Turkic groups. Instead, genetic patterns reveal closer ties with Siberian indigenous populations like the Evenks and Evens. This paradox hints at a richly layered history of cultural adoption and genetic autonomy. The Yakuts' migration from the Lake Baikal region to the Lena River over a millennium ago marked a pivotal moment in their history. Competition for resources with neighboring Mongolic and Tungusic groups intensified the need to relocate. Seeking stability, the Yakuts migrated northward, eventually establishing themselves along the middle reaches of the Lena River. Adapting to the Siberian taiga required the Yakuts to diversify their livelihood. They supplemented their pastoralist roots with new practices like fishing, hunting, and reindeer herding, which were essential for survival in the harsh and forested terrain. Horse breeding, carried over from their previous lifestyle, became a key aspect of their culture, providing not just transportation but also food and other resources critical to enduring the severe winters. Cultural adaptation accompanied their physical relocation. The Yakuts retained their heritage while integrating knowledge and traditions from indigenous Siberian groups, such as the Evenks. This blending of influences helped them thrive in their new environment, shaping a distinct identity that remained connected to their origins, yet deeply intertwined with the land they now called home. Yakutia also harbors archaeological treasures that offer profound insights into early human history. Among its most notable sites are the Yakutia Cave and the Bear Islands Archipelago, both carrying significant implications for our understanding of human migration, adaptation, and survival in harsh environments. Discovered in 1967 by archaeologist Yuri Mochanov, Yakutia Cave is a key site of the Upper Paleolithic period, dating back approximately 30,000 to 10,000 years. Located in Yakutia along the Yakutia River, it has yielded a wealth of archaeological finds, including stone tools, bone artifacts, and animal remains. Evidence suggests the site was likely a temporary settlement, where early humans utilized its natural formations for shelter. The tools unearthed in Yakutia Cave reveal remarkable detail. Knife-like blades, scrapers, and other stone implements indicate advanced knowledge of tool-making techniques, with materials carefully selected for functionality. Such innovations allowed these early humans to thrive in the challenging Siberian climate, showcasing their ingenuity and adaptability. What makes Yakutia Cave particularly significant is its connection to human migration. The tools and techniques discovered here bear striking similarities to those found in North America's earliest archaeological sites. This supports the theory of a migratory link between Siberia and North America over the Bering Land Bridge, a now submerged landmass that once connected the continents during the Ice Age. Yakutia Cave thus acts as a crucial piece of the puzzle in tracing the origins of Paleo-Indian cultures. In more recent years, archaeological expeditions have explored the Bear Islands Archipelago, a remote group of 6 islands in Yakutia's Arctic region. Researchers have identified several promising sites of human activity. These findings hint at the possibility of ancient human settlements in some of the planet's most unforgiving conditions. The artifacts discovered at the Bear Islands include remnants of collapsed structures and activity areas, possibly left by indigenous Arctic inhabitants. The region's perilous weather conditions and presence of polar bears present formidable challenges to further exploration, but researchers remain optimistic. Radiocarbon dating is underway to better understand the age and significance of these discoveries. The Yakut language, known as Saka, is a remarkable offshoot of the Turkic language family that has evolved uniquely in the icy expanse of Siberia. Rooted in the Yakuts' Turkic heritage near Lake Baikal, Saka has developed distinct features due to its geographical isolation and interactions with neighboring cultures. After the Yakuts migrated northward to the Lena River basin, their language adapted to new influences. Contact with Mongolic, Tungusic, and Russian-speaking communities introduced borrowed words and phonetic shifts, enriching Saka's vocabulary while differentiating it from other Turkic languages. Despite these influences, fundamental Turkic elements like vowel harmony and agglutination remain strong, preserving its core identity. Saka serves as more than just a means of communication. It is central to Yakut culture, preserving traditions, stories, and spiritual practices. Oral poetry and songs, often recited in Saka, pass down generational knowledge, celebrating the Yakuts' deep connection to their land and history. The language itself reflects their adaptation to Siberia, with words and phrases shaped by the region's natural environment and way of life. Throughout centuries of colonization and cultural assimilation, Saka has endured, symbolizing resilience. Today it is spoken by a majority of Yakuts and holds official language status in the Saka Republic, alongside Russian. The Yakut people maintain a rich spiritual tradition that connects the natural and supernatural realms. Yakut shamanism, with its intricate rituals and profound beliefs, serves as a bridge not only between worlds but also between the past and present. It is a living testament to their enduring connection with nature, the cosmos, and their ancestors. At the core of Yakut shamanism lies a cosmology that envisions the universe as a 3-tiered structure. The upper world represents the divine and celestial forces, the middle world signifies the earthly plane, and the lower world houses spirits and ancestral souls. Shamans, referred to as Aiyi Oyun or Abahi Oyun, act as mediators between these realms. The Yakut shaman's drum is perhaps their most iconic and sacred instrument. Crafted from larch wood and covered with reindeer hide, it is more than a tool. It serves as a vessel for spiritual journeys. According to traditional beliefs, striking the drum induces a trance-like state, enabling the shaman to traverse layers of reality, seek guidance, or appease restless spirits. Nature is intertwined with every aspect of Yakut beliefs. Rivers, mountains, and forests are seen as sacred entities with their own spirits. Rituals often involve offerings to these spirits, which could be anything from milk to symbolic possessions. These acts honor the environment, perpetuating the belief that human well-being is deeply tied to the natural world. Yakut folklore is a vibrant and full of oral traditions and myths that offer deep insight into the culture, spirituality, and environment of the Yakut people. Central to Yakut folklore are olonko, epic tales often recited in song. These narratives recount battles between good and evil forces, featuring heroic characters, spirits, and the interplay between the human and supernatural worlds. Recognized as a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage, olonko continues to serve as a cultural pillar of the Yakut people. Key animal figures, such as the horse, are also woven into their folklore, symbolizing vitality, endurance, and survival, attributes crucial for life in Siberia's extreme environment. Yakut festivals are a vibrant expression of their cultural identity, deeply rooted in their relationship with nature and spiritual beliefs. Among these celebrations, Yiyak, the Yakut New Year festival, stands out as the most significant, reflecting the Yakuts' enduring connection to their environment and heritage. Yiyak marks the arrival of summer, a time of renewal and abundance in the harsh Siberian climate. This festival is dedicated to the Ayi deities, benevolent spirits associated with fertility, prosperity, and growth. Central to Yiyak is the ritual of kumis libation, where fermented mare's milk is offered to the spirits as a gesture of gratitude and a request for blessings. The round dance, known as osuokai, is particularly meaningful, symbolizing harmony and the cyclical nature of life. Physical contests, such as horse racing and wrestling, pay homage to the Yakuts' resilience and celebrate their historical way of life. The Yakuts rely heavily on what their surroundings provide, meat, fish, and dairy being staples of their diet. Horse meat stands as a highly revered ingredient, not only for its nutritional value but also for its cultural significance. Another iconic dish is stroganina, raw fish thinly sliced and frozen, seasoned simply with salt or spices. Fish, including sturgeon, whitefish, and lennox, features prominently in Yakut cuisine. Anchorage to Siberia's rivers and lakes has allowed for the development of techniques such as freezing, drying, and fermenting fish to extend its shelf life during the long winters. Yakut art is a profound expression of the Yakut people's connection to their environment and cultural heritage. One of the most iconic forms of Yakut art is bone carving, which involves intricate designs crafted from mammoth tusks, reindeer antlers, and animal bones. These materials, readily available in their environment, are transformed into everything from utensils and jewelry to ceremonial objects. Bone carvings often feature motifs of animals, spirits, and natural elements, symbolizing the Yakuts' reverence for the life around them. Metalwork, particularly in silver, is another hallmark of Yakut artistry. Adornment pieces like belts, pendants, and earrings are meticulously crafted, often embellished with patterns inspired by the cycles of nature. Silver has deep cultural significance, associated with purity and protection, and is frequently used in ceremonial contexts. Textile arts, such as leatherwork and embroidery, are equally prominent in Yakut traditions. Clothing made from reindeer hide and horsehair is decorated with intricate embroidery that features symbolic patterns. These garments showcase not only the Yakuts' artistic skills, but also their ability to adapt and thrive in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Woodworking holds a central place in Yakut art, with craftsmen fashioning intricate tools, sleds, and ritual items. Olonko-inspired wood carvings, often depicting scenes from Yakut epic tales, highlight the cultural significance of storytelling and myth in their artistic expressions. The genetic legacy of the Yakuts also reveals fascinating connections to ancient steppe nomads, including the enigmatic Xiongnu, an early nomadic empire from the Mongolian plateau. By analyzing genetic markers, mitochondrial DNA, and Y chromosome haplogroups, researchers have uncovered shared ancestry between the Yakuts and these ancient groups, providing insight into their deep history in Eurasia. The concept of lost Yakut clans has roots in both oral legend and genetic continuity, shedding light on ancient migrations and cultural integrations. Genetic analysis offers a window into these vanished groups, helping to unravel the mysteries of their fate and potential absorption into or influence on Arctic populations. Even as the modern world encroaches, the Yakuts have maintained their traditions, standing as a vivid reminder that progress does not demand the loss of identity. Their cultural pride and resilience shine as a beacon, inspiring others to honor their past while forging a future that balances heritage and innovation.